We are all one. Life is all one, like the waves of the ocean are all part of the ocean, just different shapes that momentarily appear and then disappear. So we have a very short life, relatively speaking. In 100 years, none of us will be here anymore. So what's the real deal? What's the point of all this show? Since I was a child, I really felt the need, the natural drive to understand what the heck are we doing. I was surrounded by people who woke up in the morning, they did their life, they went to sleep at night. And then in the news you have bombs exploding, wars going on, people dying, forests getting destroyed by humanity. And what surprised me was two things. One, the very fact that all this was happening, but even more, that no one seemed to be bothered by it. Everyone found that it was normal. And even as a kid, I still now cannot fathom how that's possible. How can we be in this world and witness what we're witnessing, the destruction, and not wonder why could this even be the way it is? And then second step, once you start getting answers, giving yourself answers, inquiring, reading, studying, meeting people who have searched meaning in life, and start getting an idea of a sense, a purpose, a direction, then, well, naturally, you find your little piece in the mosaic of understanding what is our role in this game, in life. What I felt to be my role was to try to bring a contribution, try to be part of the solution, try to do something that can help, at least starting from myself, and then share with others what worked for me and what I believe could also work for others. I'm surprised when people come to Harmonic Circle every time. Every time I say, well, let's see if there's going to be someone next time. I'm surprised when people show up. It's like, what are they even doing here? I mean, is it really that interesting? Harmonic Circle offers the opportunity to learn communication, alchemical communication, also called the yoga of communication, in three fundamental areas of one's life. The first being internal communication, which is the way we relate to ourselves, our thoughts, and how we create our reality through the way we think. Our thoughts, which primarily are unconscious and a little bit mechanical. We don't really govern our thinking process. Well, in the Harmonic Circle, the first thing you learn is how to be aware of and then how to guide your thinking and feeling process. That is all the internal communication part of your life. After that, there's attention brought to interpersonal relationships and communication, which is really where we find the pleasure in our life, because we are social animals and the quality of our life tends to correspond to the quality of our relationships. And it so happens that the quality of our relationships corresponds to the quality of our communication. Reason why we call it yoga of communication. In other words, we transform relationships, which is the thing we do the most as humans and we value the most, into our spiritual path of growth. So first we learn to communicate consciously internally, then we learn to communicate consciously in our relationships with others, and to elevate the quality, the frequency, and the depth of the connection we can have with each other. Again, coming from a place of authenticity rather than of formality and all the 1,000 masks we wear. And that's a training, because education has often taught us not to be authentic, but to go by all kinds of different priorities than just being ourselves and being sincere and simple. So the third area of study in the Harmonic Circle is that of group dynamics. Working together as a group in this research to improve one's internal communication and the quality of one's interpersonal relationships is what we call the Harmonic Circle. And the effect of this group work is an incredible synergy and an exponential growth and expansion of the speed at which we grow together and individually in this path. And it's the love that people experience. They fall in love with themselves, again or more, and then with each other, and they realize they can really change their lives, starting from thought, their own thoughts about themselves. And then they're thinking about each other, and then the joy of sharing this path with a group. So that's what I think. I think overcoming fear, from my point of view, is actually a matter of understanding our true identity. Once we understand our real identity as travelers in this world, we borrow a body, we wear it for a certain number of years, and then we have to dispose of it, right? Because we don't have much choice. It's the nature of this reality that everything we experience is temporary. But if we identify with these temporary vehicles or belongings or even relationships, and they become the only thing we care for, the only way we look at the world, then we experience fear, fears of loss, fear of pain, all sorts of fears. But once we remember that we are here as travelers to learn through this existence, then we put our focus on the journey.
You sow a thought, you reap an action. You sow an action, you reap a habit. You sow a habit, you reap a character, and you sow a character and you reap a destiny. In the Harmonic Circle, I was able to recognize and observe all the thoughts that were happening inside me. So from that, to shift my habits, my daily habits. And from the habits, it changed my character. And from my character, it's mapping out the destiny that I choose.
I wanted to improve my relationship with my wife, with my son, and with family. I used to have very bad communication. And they helped me in that, but it helped me in other things that came like a ripple after that. And the first thing is that I connected from this to this, so now I am more in my heart. It helped me to understand other people in a better way. It helped me to love myself a little bit better. Over everything, I think that it helped me connect with myself. And when I started being able to connect a little bit with myself, I started changing my connection with the world around.
There's no other way I can describe it. I just feel drawn, I feel pulled. Like I meant to do this. If it's a part of my lifetime or if it's my whole lifetime, I don't know. But I really feel that right now, in this moment, I feel that there's a reason to do this. When I feel something, I remind myself that it's just a part of me. Or when I feel that I have a judgment on something, I remind myself that it's just a part of them as well, and everyone is fighting a battle that we know nothing about, you know? It's a spiritual path, and it's a really beautiful path, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I just want to keep going on this path.
I'm okay with me now, you know? I'm okay. It's easier to wake up in the mornings. It's easier to be, it's easier to breathe. And because I'm okay with me and everything feels much lighter, I feel like my energy around people is lighter and I'm easier to be around and I can give more, you know, more love, more affection, more honesty. And I'm so thankful that that's happened. Like synchronistically, I managed to find myself on the path of the HC and was just able to grow, and I'm still in it and I'm going to hopefully keep growing.
Like most of the people, I had so many big questions. I had so many issues. I had so many limiting beliefs, and I was so fucked up, honestly. And then, by mistake, I was introduced to Anaconda, and after HC1, my life changed after the first session. As if I took off all these old clothes, these limitations, and discovered someone really fun, really happy, really who enjoys life. And as one of my family members in the HC said, it's a life-changing experience.
People who eventually decide to join, to try, and then maybe eventually join the Harmonic Circle, don't do so because of some marketing reason that they get convinced through some efficient communication methodology. I think they feel it in their heart that this is something that is calling them, almost as if it were an answer to a prayer, a request they launched to the universe. And then that's how synchronistically the Harmonic Circle appears in their life. This is what I truly believe. I don't know if it's usable in video, but this is going crazy. I was gonna say, I help people if they care. I don't care if they don't care. I help people who ask me. This is how it works. I would do the things I do anyway, even if people don't, you know, show. I don't even think there's really a world to be saved, to be honest. I don't think this world exists, but I don't think it's a good thing to put on Instagram.